This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening. So today we are going to discuss an important topic, that is some lookup functions. Okay. So first we are going to discuss today, that is lookup. In that we are going to discuss regarding lookup and match function. So after that, lookup and if error. So after that, nested VLOOKUP when you have a range. So we are using a lookup. So one by one we are going to discuss today. Okay. So do you have any query regarding last class? Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine then. If you have a lappy, simultaneously you guys work with me.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is VLOOKUP? Okay. So VLOOKUP is nothing but when you have a large amount of a data, when you have a large amount of a data, okay, and you're looking for specific information, specific information column wise, specific information column wise, we are using vertical lookup. So what is VLOOKUP? When you have a large amount of data and you're looking for a specific information column wise. So you can see here, I'll take any one of it. Okay, I have some data here. Okay, so when you want to look up the specific information column wise, specific information column wise, in that time we are using the VLOOKUP. So what is VLOOKUP? VLOOKUP is nothing but when you have a large amount of a data and you're looking for a specific information column wise, in that time we are using the VLOOKUP. Okay, so we'll start with some data. Any doubt or can I explain it once?
No, ma'am.
Fine then. So start typing some data. So first we'll go for the simple VLOOKUP. After that we'll start with the using some other functions. So take us some headings. So I'll go for salesman ID. Okay, fine. Salesman ID. Salesman name. Product. City. Sales. So salesman ID, I'll take it as a NICT 1001, NICT 1002. So like this, I'll select till some 10010. You can take any salesman name here. So I'll take a okay. So we'll go for some product. Which are the product? We'll go for some product. We'll go for, okay, fine. Computer, phone, headset, AirPods, mm, keyboard. Then we'll go for, so city will make Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, Kolkata. Then we'll go for Mysore. I'll repeat some Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, and Delhi. So I'll go for some sales. We'll go for, so after this, select the entire thing, make it a center line, give the border for this, change of Times New Roman. Next, I'll select only the headings. After selecting the headings, I'll change a font color. I'll make a bold. Fine. Done till here. I'll make a copy of it.
Okay.
I'll paste it here itself. Done. What about others? We'll start. So I'll take any one of it here. NICT 006. Fine. So what is VLOOKUP? When you have a large amount of a data and you're looking for a specific information, column wise. Okay. So I have a data in a column wise. You can see here. So now, so here I have a salesman ID, salesman, product, city, and the sales. I want to know about NICT 1006 person's name, product, city, and the sales. So what I will do, I'll use a VLOOKUP here. Okay. I'll explain it twice. First, listen to me. After that, we simultaneously we work together. Okay. So vertical I have a data, so I'm using VLOOKUP equals to VLOOKUP equals to VLOOKUP. We have a one formula here. Table array, column index number. Sorry, we have one formula lookup value, table array, column index number, and the range. So equals to VLOOKUP lookup value. So what you're looking for? So I want the information about this NICT 1006 persons. Okay. So I'm using your lookup value is salesman ID, comma, table array. Table array is so about this NICT 1006 ID. So we have the information in this table. So I'm selecting the entire table including heading. So I'm selecting your entire table include headings. Okay. After that, this is my table array, comma, column index number. In the entire table, I'm looking for the salesman. In the table, salesman is in the second column. You can see a first column, second column, third, fourth, and the fifth. So column index number is second because sales in this table, salesman is in the second column. So I'm using here 2, comma. So we have two things here, approximate match and exact match. Approximate stand for 1, exact match stand for 0. I want an exact match, so I am using here 0. So 0 stand for exact match, 1 stand for approximate match. So in this class only, we are going to learn about this approximate match. Currently, I'll go for exact match. So I'll just close the bracket. I'll just close the bracket. Enter. You can see here NICT 1006 is Rahul. If I change with this, instead of 106, if I take it as a 109, enter. So automatically it changes the name here. You can see here 100, NICT 1009 is Sagar. So it is changed with the Sagar. If I change with the another name, like take it as a 2, so automatically it is showing a Sham because 1002 is a Shams is a salesman. Okay, this is how we are using the V lookup. V stand for vertical. When you have a large amount of a data and you're looking for a specific information, column wise, we are using the V lookup. Fine. I'll explain it once simultaneously. You guys work with me. So take the same headings here also and type any one of the I am salesman ID. Done till here? Guys, you
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
fine. equals to VLOOKUP equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is salesman ID. So I'm selecting here salesman ID equals to VLOOKUP. Open the bracket. Select the salesman ID, comma, table array. So about this purse ID, this is the table. So I'm selecting the entire table, including heading. Okay, comma, comma. After this, column index number. Column index number is nothing but in the entire table, salesman in which column? 1, 2, 3, 4 we have. So salesman is in the second column. Instead of selecting here, I'll type it as a 2. Column index number is 2, comma. So we have a two things here, exact match and approximate match. I want an exact match here. So I'm selecting the exact match here. So I'll double click on this. Otherwise you can use 0. 0 and false both are same. I'll close the bracket. I'll close the bracket. Click on enter button. You can see here NICT 102 is Sham. If I change with a 105, Ravin, you can see here when you make a changes in your salesman ID, automatically it make a changes in your the different column. This is how we are using the lookup function. Got it, or can I explain it once?
Got it, ma'am.
Fine then. So now every time what we are doing, I'm selecting the cell na A22, I'm selecting the entire table. Okay, so instead of selecting it, I'll give a one name for this table. What I will do, I'll give the one name for this table. So what I will do, I'll select this. In last class we discussed this, how to give the name for your table. So after selecting the data, you have the option here formulas. You have the option here define a name. You have the option here define name. After selecting the table or the data, so click on this, go to the formulas tab. You have the option here define name. When I click on this define name, you can give any name here. So salesman ID, instead of salesman ID, I'll take it as a table one. Don't use a space. Okay, so I'm using a underscroll one. Otherwise, you can take it as a data one, as you wish. So I'll take it as a table underscore one. After all these things, click on OK button. Now, instead of selecting it again and again, I'll use equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is salesman ID, comma, table array. Instead of selecting directly, you can type it table 1. Can you see how it is displaying a table 1 for you guys? Select the salesman ID, click on this table 1, okay, comma, column index number. So column index number is 2, comma, I want an exact match, so I'm using here 0. I'll close the bracket, enter. So you can use this define names in your VLOOKUP functions. Any doubt?
Ma'am, could you repeat that again?
From the how to define the table
No, ma'am. Now the salesman name.
equals to VLOOKUP lookup value is salesman ID, comma, table array. So you have to give the table name here instead of selecting that table. Okay, so I have given a name for that table, particular table. So I'll take it as a table 1. Can you see how it is displaying table 1 for me? So you can give any name, guys, not like that you have to give the table 1 or data 1. You can give any name, but I have given here table 1, comma, column index number. So in this entire table, salesman is in the second column. So I'm using here 2, comma. I need a exact match. Exact match stand for 0. Approximate stand for 1. So I'm using here 0. I'll close the bracket. Enter. Okay. Any doubt?
Yes, ma'am. Got it. Got it.
Now we discuss regarding the data validation. No. So every time what I'm doing, I'm selecting this. Okay, and manually I'm changing it as a 8, 9 like that. Instead of that, we'll use a data validation here. Select this cell, go to the data tab, data validation. Instead of any value, pop up this button. I'll click on this list. Any doubt till here? Already we discussed regarding this data validation in the previous class. If you want, I'll explain it once. Guys, at least tell yes or no, guys, so I can
No,
continue with
ma'am.
my classes. Fine. So source. So sources are your salesman ID. So I'm selecting here NICT 1012 1010. So I'll click on this OK button. Now, instead of manually changing, just pop up this. So just go to this option. Okay. Any doubt?
Ma'am, don't we need to select any cell or column before the data validation?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Like if we apply data validation, do we need to select any cell or column before that?
Yeah. You have to select any cell or the cells or the column or a row. Then only we can
Okay.
insert a data validation. No particular cell.
Okay.
Fine. Now listen to me carefully. Equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is salesman ID, comma, table array. So I deleted that table. So I'll select the entire table here, comma, column index number. Okay. So I'm using here second because salesman is in the second column, comma, 0. This is very important. Listen to me carefully. Same formula you have to apply. Close the bracket and enter. Now, so whenever we are working in a Excel, what we will do? We select it and what we will do? We'll drag for the next cells. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what happened to this? Fine. Now, when I click on this, okay, I change with some any of the things. Gauri Airport, Bangalore. Fine. One. So I'm using here one formula equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is salesman ID, comma, table array. I'll select the entire table, comma, column index number. Fine. I'll apply this to this. VLOOKUP. Lookup value is salesman ID, comma, table array. I'll select the entire table, comma, column index number. Product is in which column, guys?
3.
So type here 3, 0, close the bracket, enter. Now, when I select this data and I'll drag, can you see here some of the things are showing not applicable. Okay, here it is showing 64. So 108 you can see a Gauri Airports Bangalore 64. But it is showing the wrong things for us because when I double click on this airports, it is selecting the same thing. When I drag this, can you see here it is the data or the selected table is moving from one place to another or one column to another. Here also, see. So what I will do, you got my point, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'll fix this cell now. What I will do? I'll fix the cells equals to lookup value is salesman ID. So I want to know about this person only. So what is the shortcut key to fix the cell?
F4.
Function F4.
Okay. You can go for the F4 or function F4, comma table array. So I'll select the entire table. After selecting the entire table, fix it. Okay. Comma, salesman is in the second column, comma, 0. I'll close the bracket, enter. Okay. I'll select this, I'll drag it, guys. It is showing Gauri for each and every cell. So what I will do, instead of 2, what you have to take here? 3, enter. Now here I'll go for the 4, enter. Here we'll go for the 5, enter. Now, so instead of manually changing for each and every cell, we have a one function called as a match function. So what do you have? We have the one function called as match function. What is this match function? So match function is nothing but it searches for a specific item. Okay, it searches for what? It search for a specific item in a range of a cells and then return the relative position of that item in the range. I'll just go with an example. If you don't understand, let me know, guys. Okay, it is search the specific information in the given data. So I'll just delete this thing. So I'll select it. I'll go to the define name. I'll take it as a data 1, enter. Now, do you have any query till whatever we have discussed regarding the lookup function?
No, ma'am.
Fine. What about others, guys? Only 38 people are there. Fine, no issues. Equals to lookup value is salesman ID. So I'll fix this salesman ID by pressing F4. In your lappy, press function F4, comma. I have given a table name for my table, data 1, comma, column index number. Instead of giving the column index number, I'll use a match function here. What I will do? I'll use a match function. So I'm using here match. Okay, after selecting the table, comma, instead of selecting the column index number, so I'm using here match function. Okay, here I'll select a salesman name because when I drag the data, it has to select the next column or the next cell. So for that purpose, first I'll select the heading, that is salesman, comma, I don't fix it because when I drag the data, it has to select the next cell. For that purpose, I'm not fixing the salesman there. After that, lookup array. So lookup array, I'll select the salesman ID here, the heading of it. Okay, heading of your table, salesman ID, everything I'm selecting. That is my lookup array. So I'll fix it because it does not, I don't want to move. So I'm using here F4. After this, comma, you have the option here exact match 0 greater than -1 and 1. So I want an exact match. So I'm using here 0. Any doubt or can I explain it once?
Explain it again, ma'am.
Okay. So match function is used for when you want to search for a specified item in a range or a cells. In that time we are using the match function. Okay, exactly what it is, it search for a specified item in a range of a cells, and then it return the relative position of the item in the range. Okay, so we'll go for 1 minute. You can see an example. If the range is A1 to A3, nothing but if you have a range A1 to A3. So like this, you have some data here. So which are the data you have? 5, 25 and 38. 5, 25 and 38. Then the formula is equals to match. Okay. So 25. I want a particular information regarding the 25. I want to know what is the position of 25. So 25 comma A1 to A3. So I'm using your formula equals to match. Lookup value is 1 minute. Equals to match. Lookup value is 25 comma lookup array. This is the range comma. I want an exact match, so I'm using here 0. I'll close the bracket, enter. So it is in the which position? The second position. You can see the second position is 25. So return the number 2 because 25 is in the second item in the range. In the entire range, 25 is in the second. If I take it as a 5, it is in the first. If I take it as a 38, it is in the third. So that is a use of your what? Match functions. Got it or can I explain it once?
Got it, ma'am.
Fine. So same thing we are going to, okay, we can use it in a lookup function. This is very important, guys. Lookup functions, work on these things. Fine. Now equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is NICT. I don't want to move this cell, so I'm fixing with the function key F4 comma table array. So already I have given the name for my table, so that is data 1 comma. After this, instead of selecting that 3 4, instead of manually typing the column index number, so I'm using the match function, okay, to check the column number in the list of a range. So I'm using here match function. Lookup value is salesman. I'm using here after selecting the table comma, I'm using here match function. Match, open the bracket, select the heading. So salesman is a lookup value. So I don't want to fix because when I drag my cell, it has to select the next cell. It has to move to the next cell. Comma, lookup array. So lookup array is headings of your table. So I'm lookup array is heading of your table. So I'm selected the lookup array. So I don't want to move this cell. So I'm using your function key F4. Any doubt till here? Fine.
Ma'am, can you explain it once again?
From match function or the entire ma?
Ma'am, only this command from match.
You got the meaning of match?
Yes, ma'am.
So match is used for what? It will find out the cell. Okay. So whether it is in the second cell or the particular cell name, cell column number, it will display it for you. So you have selected the data ma?
Yeah, no, ma'am. I will do it later. So I didn't understand the command from match.
Equals to lookup value. I'll fix it by using a function key F4, comma, table array. I have given a table name here, data1, comma. Instead of selecting here, see manually what you have to do when I use this column index number, you have to type it whether 2, 3 like that. So instead of that, what I will do, I'll use a match function here. So match lookup value is salesman. Okay, I want to know salesman is in the second column. Yes, so in your heading, salesman is in the second column. Okay, here also we have used the same thing, guys. Where? So I'm using here lookup value. So lookup value is salesman. I want to know the salesman is in which column. So for that purpose, I'm using here salesman, comma. I don't want to fix because when I drag the cell, okay, it has to select the next column. So after this lookup array is nothing but these salesman, product, city. So all these things are the headings of this table. So that is a lookup array or the range, you can call it as what you call, you can call it as a range also. So I'm selecting this range. So I'll fix it by pressing function F4, comma. You got it or can I explain it once?
Got it, ma'am.
So I'm using here 0. 0 stand for exact match. So I'll close the bracket for match function. I'll close the bracket for lookup function. Click on enter option. Now you can see here when I select and drag it, see here NICT 1008 Gauri Airports Bangalore 64. When you double click on this, you can see here equals to VLOOKUP. It fixed the data for your product. Data 1 match sheet. It is selecting the product because I didn't fix it. Sheet 1, the headings of it, comma 0, enter. So when I change with any of the salesman ID here, 1 minute, what happened to this? Sheet 1, data 1, fine. Okay. So now you can see here NICT 1006 Rahul phone Mysore 91. So if I change with any of the things 100, so Satish CPU Delhi 41, Satish CPU Delhi 41. This is how we can use the match function. Got it? Or if you want, I'll explain it once, the whole thing.
Got it, ma'am.
Fine then. So this is match and lookup function. Now So every time I'm using here 0, no, I want an exact match. So if I want an approximate match, so approximate match is used when you have a range. What is this range? So we are going to discuss regarding that. So first I'll select this, I'll copy, I'll paste it in the next. I'll add some more data in this table. What are the data will go for? Okay, fine.
Ma'am, can we do it in the same sheet or should we change it?
Go to the another sheet. You can rename the sheet as a right click, rename with the VLOOKUP and match function. You can properly maintain, no. So the next second one you can go for a range VLOOKUP. So I'll add some more data to this table. So I'll take it as a zone. Excuse me. One minute, guys. I'll take this. Fine. Mumbai, Pune. Okay, fine. Bangalore, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune. So I'll add one more thing here, performance. After that, I'll go for area code. City code. Here I'll make a two tables. That is target. One more thing, I'll go for the performance. I'll set one table here. 0, poor. Okay, after that 35, average. Then I'll go for the 60, good. 80, I'll take it as a best. So zone, I'll go for zone area code. Sorry, I'll take it as a city code. I'll select these three things. I'll copy, I'll paste it here. So area code, I'll go for any of the code here. Create the same table, guys. Done till here? So here we are using the range. Your table is ready? Fine.
1 minute, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, so now I have some data here. You can go salesman, product, zone, and the sales. So I want to set according to their sales, I want to set the performance, whether their performance is poor, average, good, and the best. So we have one range here 0 to 34 poor, 35 to 59 average, 60 to 79 good, 80 to 100 best. So this is the range of the performance. Okay, according to their target or the sales, I have to set the data. Okay, I want to set the performance. So what I will do, I have a range here. So I'm using here range VLOOKUP. Okay, so after that we have a city code. Here we have a zone. Okay, city code Bangalore, this one Mumbai. Instead of manually typing it, so Bangalore, so what you have to do, so type it 5 6, you have to type it like that. For a 10 columns, 3 columns, or 20 columns, you can type it. When you have a 100, 200, or thousands, instead of that we'll use the v lookup. Any doubt regarding the table?
No, ma'am.
Fine then. Performance on the basis of sales, I have to set the performance. So I'm using here equals to, it is too easy, listen to me carefully, equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is sales. Okay, lookup value is sales. On the basis of sales we have to check the performance. I'm not fixing it because when I drag the data it has to move to the next cell. So comma table array, so you can give the name for your table. So it is too small, I'm not giving any name for this, so I'm selecting it. So what I will do, I don't want to move this table or this cell from one place, one cell to another. So I'll use a function f4 to fix a table, or the f4 to fix the table. Any doubt till here? Same formula you have to use for your range VLOOKUP. After this, in the entire table, performance is the second column. You can see your target is in the first column, performance is in the second column. So I'm using here column index number as a 2. Now listen to me. We have a two things here: exact match, approximate match. When you have a range, okay, you have to use the approximate match. So approximate stand for 1, exact stand for 0. Otherwise you can select it approximate match, true. Okay, or 1 as your wish. Just close the bracket, enter. See here above 80 it is best. When I select it and drag it, best, poor, good, average, best, so it will display the performance on the basis of their target or the sales. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Next I'll go for the city code. So again I'm using the same formula, equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is on the basis of zone or the city. We have to set the city code. So I'm selecting the lookup value as a zone, comma, table array. So I'm using here table array. The second table, I don't want to move this table, so I'm using here F4 to fix my table, comma, column index number. So first column is zone, second is city code. Excuse. Columns index number is 2. I'm using here 1. 1 stand for approximate match. That is, close the bracket. When you have a range, you have to use a approximate match. That is 1. Click on enter option. You can see a Bangalore, automatically take it. Just select it and drag it. See a Mumbai. After that Pune. It will take the data like this. You can go for again, you can go for Mumbai here. It will display the data. So this is how we
Ma'am,
use the Appa.
can you say the difference between approximate match and exact match, ma'am?
Okay, fine. So approximate match. So when you have a range like this, okay, when you have a range like 0 to 1, 5 to 10, like that, or and when you have a list of options are there. So in that time we are using the approximate match. And the exact match is when you're particularly looking for a specific information. Okay, you can see here in the salesman name we can't take it as NICT 1010. We can't take it as another person as a Manu Shiva. We can't take it because NICT 1010 person is a Satish. His ID name is this. Okay, here I have given a one range here like Bangalore, this one Mumbai, this Pune, like this. So we have one range here. Okay, for that purpose I'm using the approximate match.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So these are the two things. Okay, so the next thing we are going to learn, that is we'll go for the nested VLOOKUP. Fine. So nested VLOOKUP is nothing but when you use the VLOOKUP function more than one time. When you use the VLOOKUP function more than one time in the same to get this data or the information, particular information, we call it as a nested VLOOKUP. If I have, I'll just show it to you. So you can see here what is nested. The nested VLOOKUP allows us to get the value from a lookup table even when you don't have a direct relation to the main table. Therefore, we will use the second table which has a connection with the both the tables. Think that I have a two tables here. So I'll go for the two tables. Mhm. So I'll take it as a student ID and the name. So 1, 2, 3. So here I'll go for the A, B, C. Here I'll go for the one more table. Here name is the and their marks. So I'll go for B, C, A. I'll type their marks 45, 36, 41. Okay. So I'm using a VLOOKUP here. You can see here I have a two tables. So by using this employee ID, okay, I want to know the marks of a student. Okay. By using this student ID, I want to know the marks. So we have a two tables here. Okay. So now in the first table I have a student ID and name. Here I have a name and marks. So we have one similarity, which is a common thing in the two table.
Name, ma'am.
Name. So what I will do with the help of this similar uh, column name, what will I just want to know about this student ID number 2, what is the marks of it. So second B 45. So when you have a two table, okay, by using a common thing we are going to use VLOOKUP, that is nested VLOOKUP. You can see here the nested VLOOKUP allow you to get the value from a lookup table even when you don't have a direct relation to the main table. You can see here there is no direct relation with the second table. Okay, you can see a student name. Here we don't have the ID, there is no relationship with your another table. Okay, we don't have a direct relationship with the second table. So what we will do, therefore we use this second table which has a connection with the both the tables. So we have only one connection, that is name and only we have the one connection, that is name. So with the help of this we are going to work on nested VLOOKUP. Got it, or can I explain it once?
Got it, ma'am.
Fine then. So I'll take some data here. Okay, we'll type it some data. So I'll go for any of the data here, ID, some name, age of that person. So second table, the common thing I'll take name, designation, then we have a location. I'll give one ID here, NICT 1, NICT 2, some names I'll take. Age of that person, you can take any age here, 35, 25. After that you can go for 33, 18, 65. And here I'll take some names here like Manu. I'll take this, I'll copy, I'll paste it here, sort it. Fine. Designation, I'll go for the he's the manager. Location, Chennai. Ram is the accountant, so I'll go for Bangalore. Next he's a CA, CS, MD. So Pune, Mumbai, Mysore. So I'll select it. Fine. So you can see here, I have some employee ID here, name, their age, and in the second table, name, designation, location. So I'll take it as a table 1 and table 2. Select it, formula, define name. So I'll take it as a table 1, enter. So I'll select the second table, define name, table 2, enter. Now, so I want to know the information. So I'll use the
Just a second. We are entering the values.
designation, location. Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now you can see here. So in the first table, these are the things: name, age, name, designation, location. There is no direct connection with one table to another. We have a basic common thing is that is name. With the help of this, we are going to calculate what is the designation of NICT 4. Okay. Any doubt regarding the question or the table?
No, ma'am.
Fine then. So I want to know NICT 4 designation. So we do have a two tables here. So what I will do, I'll use here equals to VLOOKUP, equals to VLOOKUP, lookup value. So the lookup value is what you're looking for, guys.
NICT 4.
NICT
Good. So NICT 4, comma, table array. So before that, so I'm using here two, we have a two tables, no? So what I will do, equals to VLOOKUP, open the bracket. Okay. So again I'm using the one more lookup function. So what I will do, I'm using here one more lookup function. So first I'll apply the lookup function for this table, this lookup function for the next table. Got it, or can I explain it once? Fine.
One more
Equals
time, ma'am.
to VLOOKUP. Okay. So we have a two tables. So I'm using here one more time VLOOKUP function. So first equals to VLOOKUP. Again I'll use a VLOOKUP. Okay. So what I will do, whatever the lookup function is there, so this lookup function I'll use it for this table, the first table, and the first lookup function I'll use it for second table. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So lookup value. So what I will do here, lookup value is NICT 4, comma, table array. So first table we have taken it as a table 1. So automatically it will select it, guys. When you select a table 1, you can see it is selected table 1, comma, In a table one, what is the common things we have? What is the common
Name.
thing we have in a name? So name is in a which column in this table?
Second column.
Good. Comma, what do you want? I want a exact match about it. So what is the exact match? 0 or 1?
0.
0.
0. Any doubt till here?
No, mom.
So close the bracket for this VLOOKUP. The second VLOOKUp. So comma. This VLOOKUP already we have selected the ID. So directly I'll go for the table. Table array is table 2. When I click on this table 2, you can see here my table 2 is selected. Comma. In the table 2, what you are looking for, guys? What do you want to look up? The column index number is
2.
good because I want a designation. So I'm using here 2, comma 0 stand for exact match. So I'm using here 0, close the bracket, enter. You can see here NICT 4 is Manu. Here Manu is manager. If I take it as a NICT 3, enter. NICT 3 Shiva. Shiva is MD. So when you don't have a direct link with the one table to another, so in that time you can use a nested VLOOKUP. Okay, so I'll rename with the, I'll give a one more example to you. I have a location. So listen to me carefully. If you have any query, let me know. Equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value is, so before that you have to use a one more lookup function. So I'm using here one more VLOOKUP. Lookup value. What you're looking for, guys?
NICT 3.
NICT 3, comma table array. So first table name is, select it as a table 1. So this is the table array, comma column index number. What is the common thing in two
2,
tables?
mom.
Name. So in the first column, name is in the second column. So I'm using here 2, comma I need a exact match. So I'm using here 0, close the bracket, comma. This is the lookup function for the first table. Okay. Second is, already we selected the ID number. Again, I'm not going to select it. Second we look up. So I'm using here table 2, comma. What you want? I want a location, column index number. What are you going to take? Name, designation, or location?
Location 3.
So take it as a 3, comma 0. 0 stand for,
Mom,
exact. Sorry.
you didn't take lookup value, no, mom.
Lookup value already I had taken for the first, second lookup. No, here lookup value.
Okay, mom.
Okay. So I'm using here 0, close the bracket, enter. So you can see here NICT 3. NICT 3 is Shiva. So here Shiva is from Mysore. You can see here Mysore. If I change with the 2 here, 2 is Sham. Here Sham is CS Mumbai. Sham CS and Mumbai. When you don't have a direct link with the one table to another, you can go for this VLOOKUP function, that is nested VLOOKUP. Nested is nothing but when you use a more than one time lookup, in that time we call it as a nested VLOOKUP. Fine.
Mom, nested can be used for only VLOOKUP or any other functions also, mom.
Any other function. Nested is nothing but when you use a more than one time. Okay.
Okay, mom.
that is the meaning of nested. Here the nested VLOOKUP is nothing but according to this, the whole thing nested VLOOKUP. When you don't have a direct link with the two tables, okay, by using the similar column, we are using the lookup function. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you guys continue or you work on these things. If you have any query regarding any of the functions, so today we discussed, first we discussed lookup. After that we discussed regarding lookup and match function. After that, when you have a range, so we discussed regarding the range we look up nested when you don't have a direct relation with the one table to another. So in that time, how to work on these things, so we have discussed. So we have other things when you have a multiple tables. The next class we are going to discuss when you have a multiple table and H lookup, X lookup. So these three things in next class we are going to discuss. Do you have any query regarding today's class? If you don't if you didn't understand any of the point, let me know. I'll explain it.
Ma'am, in the previous class, I asked the difference between the hours, how to find the difference between the hours, no, ma'am.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
In the previous class, ma'am, I
Hmm.
asked you that how to find the difference between the hours, ma'am. Example, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. There is a difference between 2 hours, no, ma'am. So how to find like that for a greater hours, ma'am?
1 minute, I'll check. I have some data, so I'll explain it to you. You have to calculate the hours. Mhm. You have any data, ma?
No, ma'am.
So, so you want to calculate the hours, no?
Yes, ma'am.
The networking days, the duration. I just mute yourself. Rama, Rama. Okay. So you want to calculate the hours. Fine. Send me some data.